forever now. Stay hydrated, stay rested. The weather is going to do some weird, fun Central Oregon things over the next 4 days. It's going to be up in the 80s this weekend and then drop to the mid-40s on Monday, which is very, very typical of the high desert. So just get rest when you can. I know so many of you are so busy. Get rest when you can, stay hydrated, but really get the rest and take care of yourselves, because really when you don't, that's when the stuff like the colds and the coronaviruses hit you. All right, that markers. Today, I brought a warm-up, but we're gonna kind of do the warm-up halfway through instead. I wanted to kind of finish what we were doing last time. We kind of got stuck in the middle of, we did a bunch of good data analysis last time, which was awesome. Did the World Games and the Global Games and the New York Times meeting. Drew, what you got?
You got an extra computer? Mine's like dead.
Yes, I can run up and get it real quick. Let me pull this, let me get it started, and then I'll run up and get it for you, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Sean, what do you got?
Nothing.
Oh, you just, yeah, okay, good. So let's get back into that. I'll pull up what we were working on. It's in Canvas. It's just the PowerPoint that kind of had a summary of the things we were doing last time. I wanted to kind of play around with that a little bit. And I will run upstairs. Drew, just follow along for now. I'll run and get you one for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let me get logged on here.
This is the smaller one. This is a smaller one here. This is...
Do you want a computer or a tablet, Drew?
Whatever you got.
We got both. So you whatever you feel.
Computer.
Computer's good?
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Alright. And just a quick reminder, if you want to do them, there's a couple quizzes in Canvas waiting for you for tomorrow, if you want them. No quiz is mandatory,
Print it off.
but I like to offer a ton, so that way you can hammer away slowly through the term. Alright, modules, week 2, and we were in here, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Alright, playing with centers. Your privacy matters. Oh, it doesn't. Bullshit me, Microsoft. Alright, so I want to kind of get us caught back up what we were chatting with last time, which was, I put average in quotes, and I forget who told me, Bonnie, it was you. I asked why did I put average in quotes, and somebody said because it's kind of open to interpretation, it's a little bit subjective. In statistics, the average actually means something. It literally means to add up and divide. That's how we define the average. And Lydia, you asked me an awesome question, comparing the sample to the population average, and I'm going to bring that up first as we get through today. This is just a formula. I don't make you memorize formulas in here, but this one does come in handy when you're analyzing stats to know what's going on in the background. We're going to use computing technology almost exclusively to calculate these statistics. There's no reason to actually manually add things up and divide. But it's helpful to know what's going on. And do you remember why we take averages? What is going on when you do this calculation? Why add everything up and then divide?
Even distribution.
Say that again.
Even distribution.
It's an even distribution of the resources. Is that fair? Don't answer that question.
Yeah.
Don't answer that question, right? Because it has nothing to do with fair. It has to do with that's the tool we use and what it's doing. Nothing to do with fair. It can also be a misleading measure. Because, well, we'll get to that today. Speaking of distributions, okay. So now, Livy has a great question. The sample average is given the term X bar, X with a line over X bar. The population average gets a Greek letter, mu. Mu. Both of them are the same calculation. Add up all the data, divide by how many there are. Livy's question was awesome. Why does the population average have a capital N in the denominator, and the sample one have a lowercase n? Anybody want to take a stab at that? What's the difference between a population and a sample? What's the difference? What's the difference between a population and a sample? Drew, hit me.
The population has to do with like a whole city or something.
I like that. I like
The
that.
sample's like a smaller.
Oh, well said. Well said. G-Man, what do you got?
Oh, I was gonna say pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing.
Sample is basically a small town level population with the
Yup.
bend, basically.
A sample is going to be a subset of a population. The population is the entirety of the quantity you're measuring. Now, statisticians are interested in populations. We want to know things about entire populations.
Census.
Exactly, and that's how you measure a population. You do a census, you count every single one. In research statistics, though, that's usually impossible. We don't have the budget of the US government to just, send people walking in everybody's house and sticking thermometers in their ears. We have to draw samples and measure those. So this course is called statistics, right? Statistics. The measures of samples are called statistics. So the sample average is a statistic. It's an average of a sample. The sample median, which we talked about last time with Wordle and Waffle and Global, that's a different statistic. The median is another statistic. The mode is a statistic. There are lots of statistics. We've learned 3 so far. Actually, 4 because of the percentage. Yes, percentages, we like those too. That's also a statistic if it's drawn from a sample. The measures of a population, statisticians always kind of wistfully go, oh, it would be so good to have those, but you usually can't. If you can get them though, they're called parameters. I don't want you to worry about that too much today, because most of what we're going to be dealing with today are samples. Actually, most of what we deal with in particular in this class are samples. But parameters are what we want to know about. But we learn about them by drawing samples. Can you see a problem with that? Let's take a quick detour and then come back. What's the problem with drawing a sample and trying to determine what the population is or what the population value is? Sean, what's the problem with that?
Your sample is basically, by definition, not representative of the entire.
I like that. Can I agree first and slightly disagree with you? Is that okay?
Yes.
And I know exactly what you mean by that. Like, let's suppose I wanted to approximate the average age of a COCC student. And to do that, I have you all write your ages on a piece of paper and hand them to me. And I calculate the average of that number. And I say that number is whatever. And I say, there, that is the average age of a COCC student. Talk about my methodology. Tell me about my methodology. You think it's close? You think it's not close? What do you think, Drew? Do you agree with my methodology?
Well, you're only getting our ages. You're not getting like the CSCC students, everybody that goes here.
So what are you implying about people in this room?
I mean, you can get the average of everybody in here, but you can't get the whole thing.
So you're implying that the people in this room might not be, what's that word Sean used? Representative of COCC in general, yes? That's true. You might be, but you might not be. And by taking what's called a convenience sample, which is you all walked here today, you walked into this room, it's easy for me to do the math, right? But should I do that math? Probably not. So that's something that Sean addresses. Now, in next week, I think, Thursday of next week, I've got a fun all-day activity for us to do that addresses the counter of that. If we sample correctly, we can avoid that. So we'll come back to that next week. That's the beginning of the, I hate to call it the second half of the course because it's like a third of the way in, but really it is the inferential part of the course. Good on you. Okay, so we want these, but we can't get these. So we can get these. I shouldn't say we can't get these, sometimes you can. It's just really hard to get those. So Lydia, great question about the n versus the lowercase n versus the capital N. All right, couple of the measures we played with last time were the median, the sample median. We talked about this. This is the English way of finding it. It's not a very mathy measure. You just put everything in order and cut in the middle. Big piece of cake. And Excel can do all this stuff for us, of course. And then we got a sample mode. This is the name of the one that shows up the most. The one that shows up the most. Okay. Now, we established all that last class. What I'd like y'all to do is utilize, I wanna place it, I wanna make it think like statisticians today. In Canvas, there's a spreadsheet. It should also link off of this if I set the link up right. Let's find out. Let's see if it works. Click on that link. It should open a spreadsheet. Let's find out if it does. Looks like it did. Yep. Okay, very good, very good. I'm gonna go get you a computer in a second, Drew. Once I get everybody started on this.
Alex might need one too.
Okay, we'll get two.
Yeah, I'll just move and charge
Dude,
mine.
I can get computers downstairs, or you can just plug in, that's fine. Anybody else need a laptop? I'll go run and get them. I'll bring three down, no problem.
Okay, cool.
I wanna let you know what you're seeing here, y'all. What I did was, as I was sitting last week, kind of prepping this week, I thought, what might be interesting to look at? And I was like, don't do housing prices, because housing prices are depressing as shit. And then a question occurred to me that I kind of thought, I'm not gonna tell you what the question was yet, we'll talk about it later most likely. And I said, let's just go on Zillow, and let's pull some data down. So what I did was, I went into my zip code, 97701, and I yarded down some for sale prices of houses. These are the houses that are being offered on the market right now. And as far as I can tell, this was all of them. I only found 62 the day I did the web crawl. There was only one page of results. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I pulled them down, divided the prices by 1,000 to make the numbers more manageable. So that's 500,000, 530,000, 549, and so forth. Looks like they're sorted too, which is fine. Okay. And then, as I was clicking around up here, this is what I searched for. I searched for any price for sale. I did 3-bedroom, 2+ bath. So that was the only really, and a single family dwelling. Those are the only things I didn't put any other constraints other than that. And then when I was kind of poking around, I said, oh, for sale, what's under there as well? And there was a sold. Oh, that's kind of cool. So I pulled down the sold data too. So you got the for sale data here in this tab, and the sold data here in this tab. And there were a bunch of these. I mean, I don't want to say a shit ton because it's not quite a shit ton, but there were thousands of data points. So I pulled out a couple hundred. But this is all the for sale that was on there. All the for sale that was on there. And this is a sample of the sold that were on there. I want you, I'm gonna get 3 computers for y'all right now. I want you to poke around in that data. Find me some measures of center. Maybe an average, maybe a median, maybe a mode for both sets of data. And then see if anything jumps out at you from those numbers. Because calculating the numbers is boring, but interpreting those numbers, that's it. And there were some computers that even watch your way whispering. Did you all want laptops, or do some of you want tablets?
Oh, they're low.
Laptop it is, all right. You got it. Here you go. You're welcome. Risky. I'll remember it's a Tuesday. We'll find out. So all we're doing, my dear friend, is we did a quick recap of what we talked about on Tuesday, and then there's a spreadsheet in the PowerPoint and also in Canvas about for sale prices of homes in the 97701 area code and sold prices. So what houses are being offered for, what they're actually selling for. And then I just want you to calculate some measures around those data sets and see what jumps out at you, if anything. Yeah, calculating the measures is math, but the what jumps out is training you to think statistically. Does anything jump out? Is it too early on Thursday morning for things to jump out at you? It's potential, right? It's a little early for that. Just realizing how zoomed out this camera is. Sorry, Andrew. That might be better. I don't know. Yes. Yes. Let me get my glasses because I can't see a damn thing. Look at the light shine. Yes.
So it's equals.
Yes. Yep.
Equals average.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's the
wanna
one.
make sure
Yep.
that
Looks like you did it. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Look at scroll up. That one, those are dollar amounts, and the other one is. That's so funny. Did you change the formatting at all or no? Huh.
The reason why this is what the number is symbols and stuff. Because it's the same on the soul.
Same on the soul. Well, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. It's only scouring for the numbers. Interesting.
Because what it's looking for is the most common number.
Right. But that number has a unit.
Yeah,
But it's
that's-
ignoring it.
Yeah. That's something you'll have to watch for, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't change anything.
No, that's it. I just learned something. I didn't realize that it ignored that.
December
This is in
That's just a screenshot, yeah. But then you can put it in here and you can actually.
Right, right.
Yeah, the screenshot was to remind y'all what I did. Like these are the sold houses, and this is the type of house I looked at. Home type was just single family dwelling. So that was just a yes, that is just a screenshot. I thought you were saying. I thought you meant the Excel sheet itself. I'm like, oh god, no, I want you to play with the spreadsheet itself.
That is. I just can't put a thing to it. Okay.
All right, tell me some stuff you're doing.
finding mean, median, mode.
Not a bad idea, yeah. Now I'm gonna do. As I was walking around watching y'all work, I wanna have some fun here. I want to do everything on this first sheet, the for sale sheet, if that's okay with y'all. So if you didn't do this, this is totally fine. I'm just going to do something a little bit, something that you might not know you can do in Excel. So I'm going to type, I love what Drew said. He said mean or average, median, and mode. Mode. There you go. So I like that, Drew. Thank you, my friend. I'm ready to line it, bold, underline it, I guess, maybe. Don't sauce it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type for sale on this column, and then I'm going to type sold on this column. So the only reason I want to do this, my dear friends, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but the reason I'm going to do this is I want to put everything in one sheet side by side, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Somebody compare them like line by line, average, median, mode. Now, can you do it in each sheet and then click back and forth? Of course you can. Absolutely. I'm just going to put it in one sheet here. So for sale, mean. Tell me the Excel command for finding the average of a bunch of numbers. Equals. Thank you. Average. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, click on column A. Love it. Close it with the stoke. I can hear the stoke over here. There we go. Is that what you got? Oh, look, G-Man. I didn't get a dollar sign on mine. That's so wild. Huh. I can fix that by putting a dollar sign on it. There we go. Now it is. Did anybody else not get a dollar sign when they did that? Who got a dollar sign when they did that? I feel left out. Who didn't get a dollar sign, like me? And then who did? Weird. And y'all use the same command, right? Average. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
I also have a different number.
You did? For the for sale or for the sold?
For the
Follow the
first
link.
sale.
What'd you get?
I got 933.
Ah!
Same.
That was a little excessive. Why, Sadie, right? Sadie, why did Sadie get 933 and I got 932.78?
Ours rounded up.
It's a rounded value, Sadie. So what I'm gonna do is, that's actually a great point. I'm gonna click on that cell, it's already there, and then I'm gonna come up here, and this is a decreased decimal number that I can knock down the decimal rounding. Did anybody else get decimals like I did when you did it? Okay, yeah, me and Natalia, that's okay. So you can increase or decrease decimals using that little button up there, Sadie. This one, right, you can add more decimals that way, or you can drop them back. I like your number the best, honestly, because I think since these numbers are all 3-digit, no decimals, let's just keep it that way. Okay, median, help me out. Equals. Grab them all, close them off. Again, weird. Whatever, we'll deal with it. $, fewer decimals. How's that? Is that good? Fair? Okay, thank you. Mode. Now, this is something I wanted to explore with you all, because I think there's a new command Excel added, like within the past couple of years. Let's do it real quick. Mode. How do I spell mode right now? Mode. Okay. Find it. There we go. So it's a 6. It's like it's 650, which I actually see. Right. So Excel's doing some weird stuff today, but it's all good. So I happen to look over and see all those 650s that are right there. So there's 4 650s. The thing that's got me thinking is, might there be more somewhere else? And I noticed something, and I don't exactly know how this command works, so we're gonna learn it today. Did you see when you started typing mode, there was a choice called mode multi? Did you notice that? Yeah, a buddy of mine, Lou, who's taking Excel with Lou? Somebody's taking Excel with CIS 123E? Oh, it was Allison, okay, all good, all good. He's the one that taught me this command, he's like, do it, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't know. So let's see if we can figure it out. Equals mode multi, mult, returns a vertical array. Okay, so apparently, let's see if this works. Okay, that might mean there is only one mode. So I think what mode multi does is if there's more than one, it'll give you all of them. I think. So maybe this means there's only one. Cool, it's kind of fun. We'll try the other one too and see. Alright, $. Are these the numbers y'all got?
Just
Yeah.
Do we get these numbers? Yes. We got these numbers? Yes. Okay, good.
I would do like this.
If you don't do the mode multi, I can live with you not doing that. That's totally fine. If you
Mode
don't.
multi.
That's just a new command. If there's more than one number that occurs the most, it'll show you all of the ones that occur this. Like, so for example, apparently most of the house, no, I take that back. The price that occurs most in this list is $650,000. Let's just say, actually, let's say anything means sorted.
Yeah, can you show me how to do that command again? Sorry. I was-
I'll do it on the next one.
Okay.
I'll do it, because this one I don't think has a multi.
Okay,
We'll do it on
keep
the next
going,
one.
so this
And I barely understand it anyway.
Okay,
So, like Lou taught me like a year and a half ago. What you got, John?
Yeah, so I just did it with I just did the mode multi with
With the sold?
no, with a data set of 1, 1, 2, 2, and it does,
Gives you a 1 and 2.
yeah.
My man, appreciate you.
It
So yeah, I
autofills
love
the
that.
bottom, the cell below it.
Got it. So what Sean just did, yeah. So we'll try the mode multi on the sale prices and see what happens. Not just the offered for sale, but this actually sold. What you got, G-Man?
The sold was the same as well.
It's the same as, okay, so we only have one. That's cool. I only bring it up because it is possible for data sets to have more than one number that shows up the most, as Sean just demonstrated. So I appreciate that, Sean. Okay, now for the sold, let's have some fun. I'm going to use the same command for average. Yes, equals average. Equals average. And maybe by the end of the day I'll spell it correctly. Now what's cool about this is, watch this. I'm in the front sheet, correct?
Yeah.
But my data's over here. So just click over there. And then select that column. Now, it looks a little bit bizarre because both tabs are highlighted now. But you can see this is how Excel talks about location. It's referring to the sheet sold, but column A in that sheet. When you close that off, isn't that slick? So it pulls the, I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do that, that was a lot at once. I'm gonna do that
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
I'm gonna do that again.
Run that-
I got
run
you,
that
baby. All of a sudden the whole room went,
Run that back.
I could feel the puckers. It's all good. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. It's a lot of button clicks. You can pull data from multiple sheets and put them all into one sheet. Which I know, right? That's super slick. It's super slick. You have to give a presentation or something with a bunch of different disparate data sets. It's nice not to have to click through them. So let's do that whole thing again. Okay. Delete that out. I'll click in the cell I want. I know I want to take an average of the stuff in this tab. I know that. But that means I gotta take an average. So I start by typing equals average. Thank you. Equals average. Now, when I'm in the sheet I'm in, I just go and click on the column. If I want to be in a different sheet, I just click on that sheet first, and then click on the column. So when I clicked on the sheet, I'm not going to click on the column just yet. You see how Excel is keeping track up here where I'm at now? And I don't understand why it uses the quotes and the exclamation point. That's just how it refers to it. It's all good. And now just click on the column on A like you did before. And now it says A:A, which should look familiar to you. Yeah, that should look familiar to you. And then close that off. And then you're back in the sheet that you started with. I'm going to format it.
I got a way different answer.
You did?
So did I, it didn't work.
I got 932 again.
I have that too.
Who's getting, hang on, let's problem solve this. Who's getting 647? Okay, someone's got 647. Who's getting the 932 or 933? Can I come and look real quick? Is that okay? I wanna suss this out.
I noticed the answer to the issue on mine.
Oh,
I don't know why it is.
well, oh, we clicked on force, yeah, we gotta be so. Let's try it again. Equals average, yeah, and go to sold, click on A, okay, close the parentheses off. Yeah, just here.
Where'd you push it?
Now press enter.
Oh.
The answer is, I need to be standing next to you when you do it.
You have to push enter while you're in the other sheet. You can't like go back to it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go through the steps again. Alex, I appreciate you for finding this. I appreciate you. Okay, so I think I did that really quickly without saying what I was doing. Let me do the whole thing again.
Yeah, she's right.
It's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So if you're, okay, let's do that again. This is definitely a CIS 125E, like week 5 move. Congratulations. You should be getting dual credit. Equals average. Okay, left parens. Go over to sold. Now we're in the data set we want to be. Click on that A, close off the parentheses, and press enter. I guess that's the, yes, because if you click back the other sheet, it's going to switch to the other sheet. I never even thought about that. Shit. Never even thought about that. There you go. That's why it was goofing you up. That's why. That's a really cool. Thank you, Alex, for finding that problem. That was awesome.
How do I get it to round up on its own?
I don't know. You can default the whole sheet to round up on its own. Oh, are you asking what command I'm using to make it round?
Yeah.
So if you're, I mean, I'll just hang on, redo it. Here, it looked like this before, right?
Right.
So you just click in the cell, and then these are the rounding.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So this is decrease decimals, and the other one is increase decimals. So I don't think there's a way to make it round up on its own. You have to tell it what to round to.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Okay.
Cool. Let's try the median and the mode while we're at it, yeah? Median. Sold. Right, parens. Love it. It's so funny how, never mind. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. This is fun.
597, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't spelled mode right today. That's the easiest word in Jesus God.
Bison.
Alright. And do this and this. Love it. And was there a mode multi? Did we find a mode multi? Might not be one, right? Yeah.
There's none.
Cool. I'm just gonna do it just to practice. Yeah. So Sean, when you did the one that worked for you, did you just did it in one cell, correct? You didn't
Yeah.
have to drag a bunch of cells, correct?
Yeah, so it just auto-filled the cell underneath that.
Nice, nice. Very good. We'll try that occasionally as we go. We'll try to say something that's not coming out. We'll explore other data sets with mode multi and see if we can suss one out. You know what? Nah, we'll come back to that. Okay. What do you notice? Let's see if you notice the same thing I noticed. Because that was pretty straightforward, right? You type in Excel commands and spits things out. What do you notice, Drew?
I mean, the for sale, it doesn't get sold until it's way lower, like they start needing it, you know what I mean, they start,
Compare them side by side, yeah?
yeah.
Compare them side by side. These are the listing prices of the houses. The average listing price is $933,000, which is
Rip off.
just, yeah, okay. But the average sale price is $300,000 less. It's the same thing happening in the median. Kind of, not quite as extreme. But the median the median listing price is $688, where the median sale price is $597. The mode is closer than either of the two, and honestly, mode is one of those ones that doesn't get used a whole lot, so I'm gonna just gray that one out. I'm just gonna gray that one out real quick. Just gonna change the font color, delete that one altogether, so we don't need it. I'm just gonna font this out. I wanna talk a little bit about the mean and the median here real quick. That average house price is $300,000 more than that average house price. That is a lot. That's more money. That difference is more money than we paid for our house. Why is this so close? Why is this not that far away from each other? Why isn't the median $300,000 different?
Because of the couple of houses that you have that are over $1 million.
Say that again.
Is it because there's looks like 7 houses that are over $1 million?
Are you looking at the for sale houses?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
for sale.
So if you look at the for sale houses in granular detail, with data point by data point, here they are. I think I have them sorted. I believe I did them when I sorted them a couple minutes ago. So you've got, is that my computer making that noise?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you, Bonnie. Okay. First I wanted to make sure it wasn't just in my head, and secondly I wanted to make sure it wasn't my computer. Okay. So we got a 495, a 500, a 530, and then we've got these. And in particular, these. Now what I'd like to do real quick with you all, because you might not have thought to do that, to go down and look at, I appreciate you, G-Man, for going in and looking at that level of detail. Anybody else do the same thing? Go poke, yeah. It's right there in front of you, right? It's like, let's go look, right? Let's make a graph of them. Let's make something called a histogram. Okay, it's gonna be fun. We can actually do 2 graphs. We can do a histogram and a box and whisker. I'll let you decide if you like either, both, or neither. Let's insert a graph called a histogram. So everybody, select column A. Just select the entire data set. That cool? We're going to insert a graph. In order to insert a graph or a chart thing, I think Excel calls them a chart, go to your insert menu up there, which is over there next to home. And Excel gives you the option to do a bazillion different kinds of charts. Seriously, like not a bazillion, but like hundreds of different kinds of charts. Many of which suck, to be perfectly honest. Many of them are terrible. There's 2 that look very similar to each other, which is somewhat confusing. There's this one here, which is called a bar chart, and then there's this one here, which is the one I actually want us to use today, because it's the more statistical chart. So if you hover down on that one, if you hover your mouse over it, it'll say insert statistic chart. I love that it calls it a statistic and not a statistical chart, but whatever. It's Microsoft, it's fine. This gives you, if you click on that little down arrow, it gives you some options. I don't want you to worry about that kind of. It's called an ogive, and that's a cool chart, but I don't want to mess around with that yet until we understand what a basic histogram looks like, and that's what this is right here. So just click on that, and it should pop up. It should pop up in the window. And there it is. Somebody just say cool, dude. Nadia, it's pretty cool too.
I didn't notice I said so loud.
It's okay. I'm pumped that I heard it because I'm a deaf drummer. Okay. Now the first thing I want to do, y'all, is I want to mess with this a little bit, because what is the worst possible title this chart can have? Chart title. And this is absolutely awful. This is terrible, terrible, terrible chart title. So why don't we click on that title and give it a better name? What should we call it? What are we looking at, y'all?
Housing prices.
Which ones? Yeah, these are the for sale prices, aren't they? Yeah, what do we call it then? For sale prices in 97701. Go back and spell some of those words correctly. Is that cool? I like this. What am I looking at down here? What the hell is that?
The price ranges for each column.
Can you say that again?
The price ranges for each column.
So what does the 495, 975 mean? Ashley, right?
Oh,
Ellie. Ellie, where's Ashley?
all the way across the room, man.
Dude! I was complaining in my Math 98 class. I'm like, I'm having a hell of a time with my Stat 243 class. There's like 12 of you in here and I can't learn your damn names. I feel like such an idiot. 98 has 35 kids, I got them all already. Ellie, Ashley, Sadie, Drew. Okay, so 495, 975. What other house price would be in there, Ellie?
All the numbers between those.
Well said.
numbers.
Well said, so 500,000 would be in there. I don't think there is 495, there is one. Good. Notice how, this is a little bit confusing at first, but it's pretty easy to suss out. You see how 975 is here and here? Does that bother anybody? It should,
A little bit.
but how do they fix it mathematically? This is a little bit of a math reason, not a stat reason. You see that bracket there?
It's not included.
Bracket means it is included, it's not included over here, Drew.
Yeah.
Now, you got it
Okay,
right,
yeah.
you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
So all it means is, it's include, 975 is in this one, but not in this one. So it's a hard break. If you do the quiz this week on Old Faithful, it's kind of the same thing. There's breaks at the times. So all it's saying is that there's a line between them. Okay, good. Okay. So these are the price ranges, Ellie? Why don't we add that label to the graph? Let's do that. And the way you do that, in Excel anyway, is if you go over the graph, there's a little dispensary cross up there on the right. Just click on that. Chart elements. Does anybody not have that little dispensary cross? Yeah, depending on your max exactly. We can get it a different way. On a Mac, you have to go to click on the chart and then it should say chart elements, maybe chart design. Let's look there. There you go. Add chart. There's your dispensary cross. Yes. Yes. And we're going to turn the axis titles on. We're going to turn the axis titles on. And what you're going to see when you do that, it's going to go boop, boop. There's going to be two little new phrases next to the axes on the chart. Oh, did you find it, Sadie? On Italian right here? Well, let's find it. It's okay. We're going to find it right now. I got you. I got you. All right. So you're in the chart. Ooh. This is fun. Yes. Can you click on that chart? There we are. Right there. That chart. There you go. Axis titles. Axis titles. Right underneath it. And then we're going to just go. Well, it'll take it. You have to turn them on one at a time. So you have to turn on the horizontal, then the vertical. So click on the horizontal, and there it is. And now it says axis title down there, and we just give it a nice title. Ellie, what should we call it?
Price ranges.
Sure.
For
I love that. So I'm gonna price ranges, and you know what? Not rants and not what? Lord. You know what else I'm gonna put in there? Because thousands of dollars. Thank you. Yeah. Rushdi's got a good point. Like we want to make sure the reader knows that we're not selling houses for $400 in Bend. That's it sounds ridiculous, right? But I partially watched a documentary about the kid who tried to buy the jet plane from McDonald's with
Pepsi,
the
yeah.
Pepsi. Pepsi, not McDonald's, Pepsi.
Yeah.
So people like literally, if you don't spell things out. So we're gonna say
You should have got it too.
he should have legally, right?
Yeah, that was BS.
Uh-huh. There we go. So that way we know. And what's kind of cool about these graphs, Excel and graphs have gotten better over the years. You can change the font size, face, background color, all these things. If you just click around on them, like for example, let's suppose you want that title to be bold. I can click on that, make it bold, and then increase the font size on it like that if you want. It's a little ridiculous. You can also bold, increase the font size on the axes, all kinds of choices. You can also leave it exactly as it looks. That's okay too. What's this? What's that?
It's the number of houses within that price range.
Oh, say it again.
Number of houses within the price range.
Yeah, I love that. Is it pissing anybody off that it's sideways?
Yeah, how do I flip it?
Yeah, okay, so this pisses me off too. I don't know why they make this the default. Here's how I do it. Let's see if you like it. I usually right click on the thing. Now Max, I think this is a 2-finger click, I think. And then I get a choice that says Format Access Title. Select that. This is like a 5 deep procedure, and I apologize. So right click on it, Format Access Title, go in there. And then I believe it's under Text Options. And then it's this little flag looking thing here.
This is a lot.
Oh shit, they don't let you do it on a histogram.
Ah.
Sorry, you can't. On a bar graph you can, but it's grayed out. Those bastards. Sorry, brother. You gotta type sideways. Just turn your head 90 degrees to the left and type, yeah. I gotta do it too. Yeah, histogram, they just added this last year, so I don't think they're done with the functionality of it yet. I'm glad they did it though, it's great. It saves you a lot of work. Although you'll never know the work it saves you because you don't have to do it. Yay, us. Alright, so I'm gonna click on that and change it. What did you say it was, G-Man?
The price range, the number of houses within the price range.
I'm gonna pretend that that is spelled correctly because I don't feel like going back and change it. Make it bold though, so I can see my hair. It's all its bold glory. I love this. One more thing that I find fascinating with this, and this is a serious time saver that you'll never have to experience the long way of doing this. Right click or double finger click, y'all, with Max on the axis with the numbers on it itself, the horizontal axis, and hopefully you get a format axis choice at the very bottom there or somewhere near the bottom. This is super slick, and it doesn't look like much, but this gives you some option. Okay, first of all, bins is an Excel word. A bin is a category. I don't know why they use the word bin. Put bins in bins. You see how number of bins is currently grayed out and set at 5? You can click on that radio button and change it to a different number if you want. So you can make it 6. If I turn my number lock on, that is. And then if you press enter, it reshuffles the data into that new number of bins. And you can see that the range has changed. Now it goes from 495 to 888 instead of 495 to whatever it was before, which I've already forgotten. Wait, is that me?
No, it's me.
That's you, okay.
I made 56 bins on it.
Can we do that? Let's do that. Because that sounds like fun. 56, did it get pissed off at you?
Yeah, I got mad.
Whoa! Dude, that's actually badass!
I know.
Holy shit, that's cool. Andrew, can you see that? That is totally cool. You know, you could do that.
Yeah, it gets mad though, remind me.
Actually, believe it or not, Drew, I want to thank you, brother, because the whole reason I have you doing this is to give you a graphical illustration of what Garrett said 15 minutes ago. Do you remember what Garrett said 15 minutes ago before we drew a histogram? Why is the average so much higher than the median in these for sale houses? Remember what he said? Say it again. You remember what you said? I remember.
Because out of the 62, 7 of them are over $1 million.
Remember these houses over here? These crazy million plus houses? when you calculate the average house value, Ellie, what is the average again? What is it really doing?
Adding up all the numbers and dividing by the total amount.
But what is it really doing? That's what it's mathematically doing. What's actually going on with the dollars when you put them all together and then divide?
Distribution.
You're taking an even distribution of all the dollars. The data in this case are dollars, yes? Dollars. So when you add all those house prices together and then divide them by the 60 whatever houses we have, you're making all the houses worth the same amount of money on average. These are wickedly far out to the right, but the smallest ones are not wickedly far out to the left. They're just kind of little bits of, see where the hump is? There's your mode. There's your mode of whatever it was, $600,000. The cheapest houses are only a couple hundred, not even, $100,000 left of that. But the most expensive ones are really far away, which means if we combine them with the others, it's going to shift the average very far this way. Because exactly, Drew, that way. Well said. So thank you, 56, brother. That was totally badass. I love that. Does anybody get an error when you ask it to do too many? What's the
I
next?
think it goes to 1,000.
Does it go to 1,000?
I was messing with it.
I think you'll probably get an error at 63.
Yeah, I made 100. But I mean, honestly, do you see the commonality? No matter how many bins we